Hey guys, Happy New Year. I hope 2019 is starting off amazing so far. Let's just make a deal. Let's make a promise that 2019 will be our year. We're going to make this all about us. It's the year of becoming, reaching for our goals, striving to be the very best, be all that we can be, do everything that we meant to do. Let's prosper this year. So that's a promise, you guys. Deal, pinky promise. So I decided to come on live to talk to you guys about the reason that I left LA. You guys have not been updated in a long time, haven't been able to be on for so long, and that was not even my plan. It was not even in my intentions to be going that long, or even to be going at all. Like, Shawty couldn't catch a break over here. So basically, I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about like why I left LA, where I've been at, and my plans next. So to start off, the main reason that I left LA was because I struggled so much. I literally felt like I couldn't catch a break, like constantly. Like it was always something going on every 5 minutes. And if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I moved to LA. I had a job, a car, and a place to live. And within few months, like all that stuff was gone and I had nothing anymore, and it was just like I didn't have a job. I was trying so hard to get a job. I was like applying everywhere. I was getting denied everywhere. And there was a moment where I did live in my car, and it was just like, I was just not happy, like, with everything. Like I was happy that I was in LA, even though like I was struggling because I was able to focus on my career a bit. But like I really wasn't, really happy because it was always something in my life. And it seemed like no matter how much I tried, it was never enough. I just kept praying and I had the faith and I believed in myself because I knew that one day I was going to make it, all this stuff that I've been through in life, with me struggling, in LA, like it's going to be worth it one day. Like I'm going to reach all my goals and become successful, So the main thing that I struggled with the most was getting a job and keeping a job. And it was like I was getting jobs and then they would let me go after a few weeks or after a few days, not even a month. Some of them was like a temp job. Some of them was seasonal. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, literally. And I would go to places and put out applications and they wouldn't follow back up with me. I'll call and check the status on the application and they say, oh, we decided not to move forward. Things like I was overqualified for positions, because I come from something like as far as corporate, like business type. And so even me going to get a job like at a department store, like I said before on my channel, like I went to freaking Ross and put out an application and I went to a freaking interview and I called to check the status. Oh, we decided not to move forward with your application. And I'm just like, why, And some of these places, like it would be like they're hiring for months. And even after I go to the interview, like a few months later, happen to pass by the area, they're still hiring. And then I was being told, well, you are qualified. However, you're not bilingual. We're looking for someone who's bilingual. A lot of positions out there in LA, you have to be bilingual. So I'm just like, man, like I'm from this country and I can't even get a job. Like what? That makes no sense, And it's like, well, you could go learn the language. Yeah, but like me being forced to learn a language is not fun. Like I wanted to learn Spanish, but when I moved to LA, like all that changed like instantly because now I'm being pressured to learn a language just to get a job. And I love the Spanish people. I have Spanish people in my family. Heck, my mom is like Puerto Rican. So what the heck? But yeah, so it was like I was just struggling. I just really couldn't catch a break. I couldn't keep a job, and that was the main reason. And I know, like, I made a video like when I first moved to LA about not making excuses and just go out there and do it, and don't let money be the reason that you don't go and reach all your goals and do what you want to accomplish. And I still stand by that. Like, you know, just because it didn't work for me, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you. Everybody have their own stories, you know. And like that person who said they moved to LA with $200, they making it, you know. I had a friend that moved to LA with $7,000, struggled, went home. I moved to LA with $3,000, and you guys be like, well, that's why you would want to save money. But then at the same time, anything could happen between the time you save money and the time you actually go, or if you actually go, you know? So, I mean, you don't want to live your life with regrets. And, you know, as far as us trying to be like in the business, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. And then what I mean, as far as sacrifices go, it means is like us being comfortable. Sometimes we may have to be uncomfortable for a bit, you know, but it's all going to be worth it at the end of the day. We're working towards our goals because we believe in ourselves. So yeah, that's the main reason. The next reason is because like of my career. You guys know, if you follow my channel, that I am pursuing acting. That's why I moved to LA in the first place. I love acting. It is so fun. But with me struggling, I wasn't able to focus on it as much as I would like. I did focus on it. I did get some work, but it still wasn't enough for me. I did get representation. However, they didn't do nothing for me. They basically just took over my LA casting. And I guess I feel like they never submitted me for anything, you know. And all the work that I had got was because of me. And I had to make a whole new LA casting website since they have full control of my original one. So, yeah, so I just felt like it wasn't beneficial. And then there was this other agency that said, oh, we love your look and we love everything about you, but we already have someone that looks like you. And instantly I'm like, excuse me, you know. And when I had left LA and I was telling people this, everybody took it as because you're black, that's why. Like white people, black people, Mexicans, Asians, everybody that I told, their first response was because you're black. Everybody took it that way. Even I took it like that. And I'm not a person that thinks everything is race related, but that's how I felt. And it's just like, wow, like Hollywood is that one place where it's okay to be racist and they could get away with it. Like, the fuck? How is that okay? So anyways, yeah, I just felt like, you know what? I'm going to go somewhere where I can focus on my career. They're not going to really judge me based on my skin tone or, you know, like, I feel like I will be acknowledged and be able to get work based on my talent opposed to my looks, you know, like because of the color of my skin, like, you know. And then anyways, I feel like Atlanta is popping anyways. Like everything is in Atlanta. So like for the past 6 months, I was living in Arizona and I was working and I was trying to save up some money so I could go ahead and go to Atlanta. And, you know, it's just like, I'm so ready to go to Atlanta. I don't really want to move to Atlanta, but I feel like it's beneficial. And I feel like I would be able to be stable there. I would get, you know, more opportunities out there because it's a lot of opportunities out there for minorities. And I feel like, you know, I would be comfortable. I would be just really stable. And that's what I want. You know, I'm tired of just struggling, and I get tired of seeing my life go around in a whole freaking circle over and over again. So yeah, that's that. The next reason that I left LA is because there's hella fake people there. Now there's fake people everywhere you go, but in LA it's like hella noticeable. Like, really? Like, you could go there, you can make all these friends and everything seems to be cool and working out and y'all always together, but it's like people be using you. They use you for your resources, what you know. And I was just watching a video earlier this morning when I woke up on Facebook, and it was this pastor, and he was talking about like 2018, God was showing you like who people really are, you know, if these people are really there for you, because it's like people be there for you when it's convenient for them. But when you go through something and you need them or whatever, they're not there. They're only there when they need you. And as far as like when my last live that I did, where I was talking about the girl who was homeless and she had nowhere to go, so I let her live in my place, you know, for a few weeks. And I was driving her places. I was doing all this stuff for her. And then like when I had to leave the house, I'm like, hey, like, are you can I put my stuff in your storage, you know? And she says, oh yeah. And I asked her like, okay, when are you available? And she told me she was free that day. And then the next day or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, can we meet up? And she's like, I'm not going to North Hollywood if I don't have to. And then she just started giving me this freaking speech about like, well, like, that's selfish of you, you know, to ask me because I'm tired and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, but I did stuff for you when I was tired. I was driving your mail to your place, your Airbnb and hostels at 12 o'clock at night. Driving from North Hollywood all the way to Koreatown. I did that, you know? And so that was like a prime example of like what I'm talking about. Like, you know, I would do for others, but they wouldn't do for me. You know, I was doing so much to help other people and they couldn't do nothing for me. And like the same girl, like I remember, was it 2017? So like, there was like this event, me, her, and her best friend, we would always hang out together. And then she turned around and like, she goes on Snapchat and she posts a snap of her and her best friend out at some event. And I was looking like, oh, dang, like, she didn't tell me about it. Like, that's kind of rude. And so she ended up meeting Miss J from America's Next Top Model. And she's like all on Snap, like, guys, it's so beautiful here. Like, I am having such a great time. The food is so good. Like, you know, like, man, do you see these flowers? Like, all over Snapchat, like, okay, dang. And so she calls me the next day and she was telling me about the event. And she goes, you know, I would have invited you, but I know that your stuff had just got stolen and you didn't have any heels. So, you know, you can't just go to these events and stuff and just look any type of way. So I was just helping you out. And I'm like, oh, really? So what you trying to say? You trying to say like I look like trash? Because I know how to fix myself up, even though like I'm going through stuff, you know. I know how to, I could have went to the store and bought some heels, you know what I'm saying? But I guess to her, like, I wasn't good enough. She was like, trust me, like, I know, I'm a model. I'm looking like, homie, you ain't famous, you know? And she was like, you know, I just couldn't like have you out there looking some type of way. It's like a high profile type thing. And I was just like, yo. And it was like around that time that I knew that she was like fake. And then after that, I hadn't heard from her like in months because stuff started going good for her. But then things started going good for me and things didn't go good for her. And guess who she hit up? She hit me up because she needed help, you know? So I just feel like LA, it's a lot of fake people and you just learn who your real friends are. And I feel like when you experience things and you go through hard times in life, that's how you would know who's your real friends. Because homie there, she was not a real friend. So yeah, that's another thing. And then I also feel like people in LA, they try to change you. And I am telling you based on freaking experience, like how many times people came to me and they're like, oh, like, I don't like the way you act, or you need to change your personality, or like you're a negative person, or you're immature, you need to grow up. And I'm just looking like, Excuse me? And I feel like that's why these celebrities get addicted to drugs and alcohol and lean and all that crap, is because everybody is trying to seek approval from other people, especially with us trying to be in the business. We're trying to seek attention and approval based on these freaking casting directors, these agents, you know, all these people that can help us advance in our careers. We're trying to seek approval from them. And now our so-called friends, we have to try to seek approval from them too. Like, what we do is not cool. I don't smoke weed, but you smoke weed and you feel some type of way because I don't smoke. Like, what? How is that cool? Why are you trying to force me to do something that I don't do, you know? Or like, one thing that I do a lot with my friends and is go like, oh my gosh, like, why are you so obsessed with me? Like, I do that a lot. And it's obvious that I'm joking, you know? Like, it's hella obvious that I'm joking. Nobody that I know take this crap seriously. But someone would get offended and feel like, oh, like, I feel like you think you're like up here and everybody else is down here, and like, you know, you're above everybody else, and you know, like, what? Like, I'm just joking. And I literally would tell this person, like, I'm joking. I say that with everybody, like, it's not serious. And they're like, well, I feel like it is serious because you keep saying that you say it to everybody else, so it must be true. You must really think that you're better than everybody. The fuck? I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so I honestly had cut that person loose and stopped talking to that person for a long time. He was like, I would still like to be friends and everything, but I hate smiling. It makes me cringe. I'm like, excuse me, like, majority of my day, I'm at work and I'm professional and I'm like upbeat. Everybody called me a freaking Oreo because apparently I act white. And when I get off work, I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to joke. You know, I don't want to walk around with a stick up my ass all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So excuse me for wanting to have fun and to laugh. So I basically cut him loose because I felt like if you get offended by me joking, and you feel some type of way, you feel like I'm immature and I need to grow up, then what's the purpose of us being friends? I don't want to be friends with someone who doesn't want to have fun. Then I had someone else, like, I was said to her, because she used to come for me every day. When my stuff got stolen, like, I was looking, okay, I'm using my phone right now to go live. But I was like, I had my phone in my hand and we were walking. And let's pretend this is my phone. So I was like looking down at my phone and then I looked up like this because she caught me and she pointed at me and bust out and started laughing and started talking about like, I look like a crazy person. I look like one of them people on Skid Row. I was ugly. I need not to do that face anymore. Like, she was coming for me like every day about like how I looked every day. And I'm like, and so when I joked with her about something, I was like, we was walking, we was talking about something, and I was like, that's why you ain't got no friends. And then she goes, like, she was laughing. And then like the next day we get into like a whole argument or whatever, and I'm talking to her because she's telling me like she feels like I'm a negative person. And I was like, well, you sit here, you talk about me every single day, you always saying negative stuff about me. You have a problem with me learning Japanese and Korean. You said that your friend said that that she feels like, even though she never met me before, her friend, but feel like I'm just one of those people who is just into that stuff right now, but I'm not going to actually stick to it and learn the language. Because this girl went off and she knows Japanese fully. And so because I'm into that culture, girl don't know, I've been into the Asian culture since 7th grade. But because she never seen me before and she don't know who I am, she doesn't know anything about me, she just know that I'm into the Asian culture and I'm interested in learning their language. And she just feels like, oh, she's just in for it for the moment. And I felt like it wasn't even, her friend didn't even say this crap. I really feel like it wasn't her friend. I feel like it was her who said this. And it was just like little things like that. Like everything out her mouth was negative towards me. And when I sat there and I joked with her and said, that's why you ain't got no friends, you get mad and want to sit and say that I'm a negative person. And she was like, you know, even with the situation with us couch hopping and everything, like, why would you say that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking like, but you sit here, pointed and laughed at me when I'm looking at my phone, talk about I look ugly. So who's really the negative person? Like, I don't know. It was just a lot of people that was just really, oh, you need to change the way you act. And I was like, when I was doing Lyft, like, I was talking to people about that, like, you know, there's a lot of fake people, and they all said, yeah, like, there is a lot of fake people, but, you know, that's LA for you, you know? And even when I was trying to help old girl when she didn't have a place to live, I was telling this person, I didn't even get into the story. I just said, yeah, my friend's homeless, and I'm, like, letting her stay with me or whatever. And he go, like, no, don't. You want to get rid of her now. Because everybody have that mentality in LA, like, to look out for yourself, you know? And it's sad to have that, like, attitude, but then at the same time, you know, people try to take advantage of you, especially with me, because I'm a nice person. People like to take my kindness as my weakness and take advantage of me. And so when it gets to the point where I say no, or I don't want to do something or whatever, it's like I'm always the bad guy in the situation. Like, I'm always, like, it's always me. And I'm just like, fine, it'll just be me then. Like, I don't care. But everybody else can act and do and treat me some type of way, and it's cool. But when I stand up for myself, it's like a problem, you know? I don't know. That's why I just can't with LA. Like, like, I remember when I was watching Simply Nessa 15, her on, I think she was on live, or she even made a video or something about it. And then she was talking about drama, and I'm looking like, what everybody was leaving comments were like, you know, you're always in drama. Don't you think it's you, this, that, and the other? And it's like, sometimes it's not even you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a person that hadn't been in drama since I was freaking 17, okay? Since like 2009. In June 2009 is going to mark 10 years since I graduated high school. Okay? So I hadn't been in drama in so long. And I moved to LA, and now I'm in drama. Like, what? You know? And then people, they want to, like, use you. Like, you know, like, I remember when I first got into the situation where I had to leave the apartment I was at, I had reached out to this girl, and I was like, hey, like, can I spend the night at your house? And she's like, she didn't respond to me. That's what happened. She didn't answer my phone call when I called her. She didn't answer my text. But then I go on Snapchat, and then, like, I see 2 minutes ago she uploaded a snap. 2 minutes ago. And I, like, called and texted her, like, 10 minutes prior. And I'm like, and she texts me, like, the next evening, like, hey, like, sorry, I got off work late. Where'd you end up going? And I'm like, oh, real. So months go by, and it's Tyga's birthday, and I had, like, there was, like, tickets or something. Yeah, there was, like, a ticket. And I was like, who wants to go with me to Tyga's birthday party? And she was like, me. I do, like, and then she wants to hit me up. And it's like, no, like, you wasn't there when I asked you for help, nor have me and you talked in months. So why would I take you to see Tyga with me? Like, negative, girl. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like, so over LA and the fakeness and the drama and, like, the struggling, everything that comes along with it. You know, I didn't like parking down there because it was terrible. Thank God. The only reason I feel like I survived LA was because of God, and because I found ways to hustle to make money. And I'm not talking about, like, selling drugs or doing stuff like that or sleeping around like some people I know, but there were other things out there where I could make money. So when I ended up losing my job, was it not this past December, the December of 2017, I was working at Target or whatever, and the day after Christmas, they had let me go because I was seasonal. And that was the last time I had worked all the way up until I actually moved to, where did I move to again? what is that place called? Arizona. Yeah, I hadn't had a job, and it was all because I was out there hustling and using other tools and stuff, you know, to help me make money. I was still like able to pay my rent on time and pay my car note and do all that stuff, even though I didn't have a job like that, a 9-to-5 job, and I was still focusing on my career bits too as well. So yeah, I mean, it's possible to survive out there, but it's just sometimes, is it worth it? Like, you know? But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's the main reason I left. One, because I struggled. Two, because I felt like I would get a better opportunity in Atlanta and be stable. And three, because I got sick of the drama and the fake ass people and all that stuff that comes along with it. And I just would rather, you know, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I would rather like be happy, you know, than sit here and struggle and be miserable, because God didn't create us to be miserable and to suffer, you know. But yeah, so that is it, guys. If you have any questions, definitely leave it in the comments. Go ahead and ask it. And like I said, I'm moving to Atlanta. It was actually supposed to have been a video uploaded of this whole conversation where it wouldn't been as long, and I got straight to the point. See, when I do stuff live, I talk too much. So yeah, so sorry for the long video, well, live session. And yeah, it was supposed to be in a video, but then my computer started acting crazy, so I couldn't upload the videos that I wanted to upload. So yeah, that's why. But my goal for the new year is to, you know, upload as much as possible. I am going to be vlogging my experience in Atlanta. Like, I'm telling you what I'm going to do, because it is going to happen, okay? Like, I'm not about to take a whole nother 6 months off of YouTube. So yeah, I need to document my experience. Thank you. I need all the love I could get, all the prayers and everything. So yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm about to log off because the girl is hungry. I'll probably come back on live later on in the evening. So deuces.